Hey everyone, the Collector 27 here, coming at you guys with another awesome action figure review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Beskar Armor Mandalorian. Let's take a look. Okay, so for this review, it's going to be a little bit more of a comparison between this new Beskar Armored Mandalorian versus the original armor from basically the first episode of season 1, because in season 1, the first episode, he has this armor. Then he gets a shoulder pad replacement, which would kind of make this figure basically the first episode armor. Then he gets his Beskar, Beskar shoulder piece or pad or armor, whatever you want to call that piece. But he replaces it, and then there goes the gun. But then in the second episode of the first season, he gets a totally brand new armor, the Beskar armor. So I consider this one to be a season 1 Beskar armor Mandalorian, because in season 2, if you look at the still shots and throughout the season, you can tell that his this thigh or leg armor piece right here is different. It has a different sculpt to it, different details on it, and it's actually all of the silver color for the Beskar armor. Now, before anyone asks, yes, this is the Rebel 10 Customs cape on the original version of the Mandalorian. It's a wired cape. It's nice and worn, and this one I wanted to just keep it right now for the sake of the video, with all of its original accessories just the way they are, without being altered or anything anything other than that. The only thing that I will say that I did is that on the first version, I had a lot of issues with the rifle. I had to repaint it, and honestly, it looks really bad now that I look at it. I had to repaint it and then seal it, and because there was just paint chipping everywhere. Every time I put it in the hand, it would just rub off. So what I did on the new version, since I knew that happened on the old one, I immediately just resealed, added 2 coats of a sealant, or just a finish over the gun, so that way there will be no paint chipping or anything of the sort. I do have 2 Beskar armor Mandalorians, so I did have another rifle that I did paint, which looks a lot more movie, or I guess it almost is like a movie, but a lot more show accurate in terms of paint detail and just little things here and there that I painted, the little bands here and there. And so I think this one turned out to be really good. And I like the way it looks, so I don't know which one to put on him, because this is the original one where I just put a finish over it, so you can tell that there are no gold details here and there, while this one has all the gold details. And I also lightened up the handle for what I imagine would be a wooden piece right here. For, I guess this is part of the handle and then also part of where it like breaks into the shoulder. But from what I've seen, I just wanted to lighten it up, add a kind of a bit of texturing to it to make it look a little bit more like wood. So that's one thing I did with another one, so I have a few of those. But anyway, onto the comparison. They come with the exact same accessories. They both come with the rifle, the pistols. The only difference is that the new Beskar armored one, here, let me see if I can take this rifle out of his hand, because there we go. Obviously, pistols are in both of their side holsters. One thing I will say though is that let me see if I could, if these guys will just stand up, that would be very nice. But I'll take the pistols out. Let's see, this is from the new Beskar armor Mandalorian. Same sculpt and everything. It is just in a brighter silver and a brown paint for the handle. So there's that. And then if we look at, let's see, right here, for the original, or the first Mandalorian, There we go. It is a darker gunmetal gray with a gray or almost like really dark gray or black for the handle. So they are. See, where'd the little pistol go? Oh, there it is. They are different in terms of paint detail and application, but the same in terms of sculpt. So that's a good way of knowing which one's which, because this first version of the first armor of the Mandalorian is supposed to be more Western and rustic and something like that. There we go. And then this one's supposed to be a lot more clean, and it's a new armor, and so it would make sense that the guns are also a lot more clean and new looking in terms of paint on the action figures. I don't know if that's accurate to the show. I don't know if the color changed for the guns when it came to the Beskar armor versus the original first episode armor. That's what we'll call it from now on. This is the first episode armor, because that's what that is. It only lasted through about the first episode, basically. But anyway, another thing that comes with Mandalorian is his jetpack. And the only reason I'm going to pop off the cape is because there really is no way for him to have the cape on while having the jetpack on. So, in terms of sculpt, normally I'd break it up right here in my YouTube video and edit it, but I think I'm just going to try and go all the way through, since it's probably going to be a short video, because it's more of a comparison rather than a full-on brand new review. So there we go. Anyway, so in terms of the sculpt, the shoulder pads, armor pieces are completely different, brand new sculpts. This one obviously has the Mudhorn signet on it that he earned, and then obviously on the other side, different sculpt as well. Let's see. The legs are the exact same sculpt, obviously just painted differently, except for his, I guess, like the leg armor pieces on his left legs are different sculpt, and that's about it. So other than that, I guess upper thigh piece, everything else is pretty much the same with the belts and the harnesses. The forearms are actually different though. The hands are the same, different colors, slightly different colors when it comes to comparing them on the fingertips, and then on the wrist kind of gauntlet parts, they're just a slightly different color. This one's more of a dark kind of almost cream color, and this one's a lighter, almost like grayish cream color, if that makes sense. And then obviously, let's see, these are for the sides of where his flamethrowers would be, which would be really cool to see. Knowing Hasbro, they're probably going to release another version, and it will have something where you could plug in like a flame attachment or something. Who knows? But that would have been cool to see. But they are different, and in terms of sculpt, they look similar, but they're different. If you look at them from just a forward-facing view, you notice that on the Beskar armor, it's at an angle, the way it cuts right here, and this one is just straight across. Now, in saying that, I'll mention this now because if you want to look at the articulation is exactly the same on both of these figures, even though they do have some sculpting differences here and there. The articulation is exactly the same. The only difference is that the older first episode version has the ability where it has this cut right here where the gauntlet moves around. So that always helped with posing and articulation, because it had that on both sides where you can move the lower gauntlet area. And I don't think that's just on mine. I don't think it's just loose. It's not, because it's on both sides and it feels like there's a cut in there specifically for that reason. I don't know why it would be there, but anyway. But as for the new Beskar version, it doesn't have that because it's at an angle. And I'm not sure why they would do that, but they didn't add that added articulation in there, or whatever it might be. But everything else is the same. He still has the butterfly joints and all that. In saying, coinciding with what I had said earlier about the same upper torso, or I'm sorry, a different upper torso, and it's not being the same, that is for the jetpack, because that's what he comes with, and that's what he uses in the show, and so it plugs onto there. really nice. It fits good, tight fit. You can move it around a little bit. It does hinder some articulation because it has to go through the belt. Unless you want to move the belt out of the way and then plug it directly into it and not having to go through the belt. But then the belt is kind of on this kind of strange angle, but not really. So you can get away with it. So that way you can have him crunching forward, going back and moving around and not having that belt get in the way, which in reality kind of makes a little bit more sense to me. Because I've always felt it kind of hinders if you have it go like that through the belt and through the peg holes. So yeah, but just for the sake of the video, let's just keep it right there. And so for those, it gets stuck sometimes. There we go. So for those of you wondering why I took this cape off, well, that's because if you keep the plastic cape on, it looks really bad. I mean, maybe if you have them in a flying pose up on your shelf or something like that, you could get away with having a plastic cape. But there really is no way for you to, unless you have it facing forward like that, which doesn't make any sense or it doesn't look good at all. There really is absolutely no way for you to have this plastic cape like that. It doesn't flow naturally like actual cloth does. Which doesn't make sense to me on the fact that Hasbro has given us cloth capes before, like with Count Dooku, and even with given us quite a bit of cloth with the Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, with Obi-Wan in the past, and Mace Windu, where they come with these Jedi robes and so on, or even with one of the new Luke Skywalkers from Return of the Jedi with Endor. This amount of cloth would be the same in a small cape about this size. So that's what doesn't make sense. I don't think I'm going to review this figure. If I do, then it'll come later on in the week. But in case you're wondering that, I just want to bring that up for a comparison as in cloth and why it should be used. But anyway, so if you wanted to know if the Rebel 10 Customs cape fits on here, it does. If you have, this is the first version. She came out with another version specifically for the Beskar Mandalorian armor, although this cape fits on here really well because it is a lot bigger. The new one, oh my bad, just turn the camera. Anyway, the new one is a little bit smaller, a bit of a darker color, has more wear and tear down at the bottom, which I really like. I'll have a separate review for this because I got some other stuff from her as well. In another video, I'll do that. But just for the sake of the video and for my personal sanity, I really do not like the plastic cape that the Beskar armor came with, or the other one came with. So for the rest of the video, we'll just pop this one on because that's the right thing. Do I have it going the right way? Yeah, I do. All right, and this one, very easy to slip on. It's just a little harder on camera, but very easy to slip on and for you to work with it because it's wired and it looks really good. So let's just have it right there for right now. There we go. So as I close out this video, we'll just do a quick comparison. Obviously, we've been comparing these two. They're the exact same height because they have all the exact same pieces and body parts and everything put together. So we'll just add in little Baby Yoda, the child, or if you haven't seen any of season 2, spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1, Grogu, because we found out his name. I'm pretty sure that's been out everywhere. It's been over like a month already since everyone found out his name, so there you go. And for those of you who are curious, no, I will not be getting the Target exclusive one with the unmasked or the unhelmeted version of the Beskar Mandalorian with all the Beskar pieces and the little accessories and stuff like that. I think if I do want to get little Beskar, metal bars, I know a lot of people who 3D print them and who sell customs and stuff like that, so I'd rather support a small business or someone who's working hard to do customs like that than a big corporation who re-released the same figure who knows how many times now with just an unmasked head. So Yeah, so with this figure, I like it just as much as the other one. I'm just trying to decide in my own personal collection of which one I like more, because I liked the first episode so much with this real western, rustic, dirty, grimy type of vibe to it, and I love all the little, dents and sculpt on the chest and the scratches and all that. It looks really cool and it works well with the show and the aesthetics of the figure, and it just worked very well. But then I also really like how sleek this one looks, and so I'm not sure which one I like more. Let me know down in the comment section below for both the show and for the figures. Which one do you guys prefer? Which one do you prefer? Do you like this very rusty type of Western look, or do you like this more clean, silver, brand new, just metallic look? And then also, just something I wanted to mention in here is that for Grogu, or Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him, I do have the I don't know whether they're called a running change or a variant with the collar painted along with the cuffs. I do have that one. I have in package. I'm not gonna take it out because I'm happy with this one. It's fine. It's a little 1.5 inch figure. So I do think this one is better than the one that comes with the Target exclusive in terms of the way they painted it. I think it's perfect. It looks exactly like the show. It's hard to look at the eyes with the details, but there is a mix of brown and black in there for his really big eyes, and it looks really good. It looks exactly like how he does in the show. But also on top, I saw some people mentioning that the one of the good things about the new version of Grogu in that 2-pack, or I don't even know if you can call it a 2-pack because it's a 6-inch figure with a 1.5 accessory. It's more like a deluxe version of this, original Beskar armor. But anyway, I have him in the pose that the Target exclusive one already comes in, because that one has no articulation from what I've seen. If I do end up editing this video fully, I might throw up a picture of it. If not, then you already know what it looks like. It's been out there for who knows how long now. But anyway, I saw some people saying, well, at least it has, his hair is painted. But then I took a look at the original, and I can't you can't really tell. I think you can just slightly, that there is hair painted on the original, just child figure Grogu, Baby Yoda. There's hair on his head, and it's on both versions of both the running change and the original. So I really don't understand why anyone would really get the Target exclusive one because of how bad that one looks. So anyway, but for one last comparison, here he is next to one of the stormtroopers that is from the Mandalorian show, or that's what it's packaged as, but you can pretty much use it in any of your Star Wars original trilogy or Rogue One displays, wherever you want to throw them in there. I have a couple of these guys. But anyway, my overall thoughts are, I like this figure. It's very good. I like it as much as I like the original. One thing that I do wish the new one had was the rotation down at the forearm area, because it actually does help with posing him into a position of him firing the rifle. It sounds funny, like how could this small rotation help? But it actually does. It helps a lot. And, again, I still have the same issues that I had with the original one, with the helmet being kind of, I don't know, kind of wide and not really helmet looking, not exactly show accurate. What I did with this one was I threw it under some hot water, and I kind of just squeezed the sides to get that narrow look more towards the front. So you could kind of tell that between the two, that this one has kind of been, warped to my liking, I guess you could say. Maybe I'll do the same with this one eventually, but I don't feel the need to. They're good just the way they are. But one thing I do want to get for this one is one of the helmets from John Walker Customs, because that looks really cool, and I'll probably switch it out like that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe follow me on Instagram. I'll have it somewhere around here once I kind of edit this and throw it together, and in the link in my bio and in this video. Just go follow me on Instagram. There's more posts and reviews and other things to talk about there. Tell me what you thought of this review. Which one do you like better for the action figure? But also tell me which one do you like better in terms of the show itself. Do you like the first episode armor, or do you like how he looked throughout the rest of the first season and into the second season? So, alright, you guys. Have a great day. Keep collecting. Peace.